You know, you don't realize how old you are until you realize that a lot of your old acquaintances and friends and family have passed on. And I'm going back to England now to say hi to a few that are left and some of the great catch wrestlers of all time. So I'm really thrilled to be going there and to listen to some of the old stories. And of course some of them will be about me, but those are all lies. This is the Liberty Bell, where hope started in the world for freedom in America. Well, I'm trying to go back to England and bring back the truth about real catchers, catch-can wrestling, the best martial arts in the world. And we're going to visit some of the old gyms and places and speak to old-timers, get on the mat, and bring the liberty to the thoughts of all you other martial artists that think your sport is the best, because it ain't got a chance.
We just finished the very first seminar for Billy Robinson in the UK. We're speaking with Chris. This is your gym, Chris?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so say your full name and the name of your gym, please.
Chris Crossan, Team Redemption.
Team Redemption. Okay, and so your first exposure to real catch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're amazed by it. Yeah.
How'd you think? How's it different than what you've trained a lot of different things before,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah, a lot of different arts. This is, I think it's the most ferocious that we've seen so far.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah,
anything that stands out in particular move or way of thinking?
I think it was good. I did from takedown to the floor. Everything flowed, you know, and everything was the principles as well. Everything made a lot of sense.
Good, good. Thank you so much for having us out. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Anybody? Okay, so say your name.
Steve Dawson.
Okay, Steve. So you just trained with Billy Robinson for the first time. You're an MMA fighter. What's your record?
12 fights, 8 wins, 1 draw.
Okay. So you fought a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how does this compare to the training you've had before?
A lot more effective for MMA, and a lot better takedowns, landing for perfect submissions.
So, and pretty technical.
Oh, very technical, yeah. And he goes right into depth, and he pick you up on every fault that you make.
Yeah, he doesn't let you slide at all, huh?
He doesn't let you get away with anything.
Yeah, great. All right, well, so you recommend it to other guys, except obviously not the guys you're fighting.
No.
You don't want them to know.
I wish Billy was my granddad or something, so he could just show you and not no one else.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, no problem.
That's a Lonsdale trophy, that. Right.
Okay.
The only one ever made. They have the Lonsdale belt, which is the gold belt, but that is a Lonsdale trophy. And it was in 1937 before the war. Right, and then the war came, and obviously after the war's finished, it sort of was never
the same.
Never carried on again.
Yeah.
My father was at the peak of his boxing when the war broke out, and then when the war had finished, obviously.
So like Watson's
and the 5 years or 7, 40, from 39 to 45.
Yeah.
7 years, he lost his, and he, you know, he wasn't boxing, he was in the army. You know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely seeing you. It really is.
Got me into more bloody trouble this week.
Billy,
There's a cheese nest up there.
Just come straight back in.
You go up there and get the eggs.
Yeah.
Well, there's 3 eggs.
in the Daily Mirror, Peter Wilson wrote it. My dad beat Jack Doyle.
Yeah, beat Jack Doyle in Ireland. He went to Ireland.
Right.
And beat Jack Doyle.
We've got a video of it.
But he was, well, that was supposed to be for an eliminator to fight for the World Championship in America. But then when Max Baer came over to England with Buddy, Alf was the #1 sparring partner, and they became very close friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime they came to Europe, they'd call him.
Yeah.
Because you know how funny your dad was.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was trying to tell these guys, and English him's a little different in Lancashire. Like, I pick him up, I want to go to a show, Bolton or Altrincham or somewhere here. So I pick your dad up. So he gets in, he's like this. I've never seen your dad. He's always smiling about something. I said, Uncle Alf, I said, what's up? He said, you wouldn't believe it, Billy. I said, well, what's up? Tell me, can I help? I said, no, you can't help. I said, well, what is it? He said, do you know? He said, I've boxed the world champion. I've wrestled the world champion. And I had to marry the bleeding atom bomb. But that may not sound funny, but when he said it, I mean, I couldn't stop laughing all the way to the bloody show. You know?
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Bill's on there. Your dad's on there.
Oh, where?
Your dad's on there, yeah?
Yeah, on the other side.
Of
Yeah.
my dad, yeah.
Next to my dad.
That's my dad, and that's Alf with the belt. Now this is Smithfield Market.
The old Smithfield Market.
The old Smithfield Market.
That's the day, that's the night, on their way home after winning that trophy.
Oh, wow.
On the train. Freddie Mills.
Actually, yeah, that's the best photograph I've seen of your dad in shape.
Is that in Germany?
Yeah.
Gorienko and...
No, funny enough, that's in Japan, Japanese tournament. Mishinada, Hungarian, Ray Hunter,
yeah.
George Gorienko, and myself. It's the start of the first tournament over there. Boy, that's been a while.
That's well ahead, isn't he?
Yeah. Looks in great shape there. Terrific photograph.
Yeah.
For Manchester City for a goalkeeper.
Not a happy place to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because I'd left them, but you were into cricket at that time, Bill.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a...
I got 2 trials at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all, yeah.
That's where Ray Hartshorn went through the wall. Remember that?
Oh, wow.
Hey? We were having a bit of a rock and break, said, what are we fucking fighting here? Are we doing amateur? Are we shooting? Are we, you know, he said, have it anywhere you like. So Ray went in at it. Ray finished up with his head in the wall.
His head went straight through the wall.
Wow.
That's a good fight. Have you got that one, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he, where he sent you these? Paul husband sent you a load over, did he get them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it.
No. Oh, so I can't buy this.
That's the shop at Thorn, isn't it?
Yeah. This is what we call a greengrocer's
Yeah, I
shop.
see.
They have canned stuff, fruit, vegetables, fish and fowl. No meat. Because everything's changed, but everything's changed.
Oh,
in
so
America. Everything's...
It's all said, those are dead now, it's all supermarkets. That's my dad.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much I like my dad. I can see my dad in him.
Jack Dempsey.
Jack Dempsey, aye.
Yeah.
Oh, Chalet Jack.
That's I'd say Shaw.
Wait, let me get the spelling for the book. Okay, thanks.
You're writing a book, are you?
We just got a book deal to do his life story.
Right.
I would have never wrote anything down had it not been for Jake.
Well, exactly, yeah.
It's like different times and communications are different.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, now you can put it on the computer and it's there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that put so much bullshit on the computer, and people believe it.
He's the world's fastest human, I'll tell you that. Billy is the most scientific wrestler in the world. He loves those long matches where he can take a man and grind him into the mat.
God damn it, is it ever?
Is it okay if I film?
You put it on, Bill can put it on and have a...
Get it round.
Yeah.
It was that Ernie's belt.
No, it's yours. It was the heavyweight.
Oh yeah, how the hell did you get that?
Billy Joyce's daughter gave it to me. When Billy died, his daughter gave it to me.
Wow.
She said it's stopping the Wigan. It's stopping the gym.
Aim towards the light here, Billy.
You held that once, didn't you, Billy?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Take it with a photo of Billy so you can see his face as well.
Yeah, that is brilliant.
I thought you'd like to have a look at that.
That's terrific. I went through 12 of nearly 15 years of like back and forth when I was traveling.
Yeah.
Over that period of time, then I won the World Championship in Japan there in '68. So I come back and he said, first time he said, "Oh, you won the World Championship, good." I said, "Billy, that's the first compliment
You've ever said good."
So I said, "Why all those times I won the British, the European as an amateur?"
Yeah.
He had me pulling with guys from everywhere. You know what it was like in those days. And I beat them all.
Yeah.
You never once said good.
No.
He said, "I didn't want you to get a big head." Once you start to think you're good, you stop learning.
I know.
That was his philosophy.
That's where it used to be.
Well, this all used to be a field then.
Oh, wow.
Billy Riley's torn all that land there. Isn't he? Well, as I said, that I didn't want to get involved in the politics, but that's where it was.
Right where this house is, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, well, compared with that old iron weight that Billy had.
I know.
Where's the man?
In here. Them are the men's toilets, the women's toilets. You know Jack, don't you? Are you got it all under the soul? Alright.
How are you doing, guys?
This is Billy Robinson.
Yeah.
So, come on, shake hands with me. Don't trust me.
Never leave.
Pleased to meet you.
Hi, Jake.
Good to see you, Jack.
So what have you been working on? Anything special?
2-on-1s tonight.
Eh?
Well, show me some of your stuff here. Let's watch you a little bit.
Yeah. Right, get a partner guys. Do the rest for 2 minutes. And then swap partners.
Billy, this is...
Excuse me.
Gary, do you want to time it first?
Oh,
Yeah, I can do
2 minutes each. I'll set up next. And then I'll time everybody.
Do you know who that is? Not believe who that is.
Shake hands now. Take it off. Go on.
I'm with you.
Jack Atherton.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he was a big barrel-chested guy. That was Jack when he was young.
Jack Atherton.
Jack Atherton.
That's Foley. See you?
Yeah, that was when he's older. But John when he was younger, I mean, he was the guy, toughest guy as far as pain tolerance I've ever met. You'd hear his arm going.
And that's Manera in his coach.
Yeah, I've got that photograph.
Got that. And that's the fellow we're talking about, Angus from Doncaster.
Oh, is that Angus? Okay. Final words were that was how Angus were talking about.
Yeah. And that's the big black one? Johnny Beadles. Because he lived in
Oh, we were very, very close friends.
I believe
I'm
so.
godfather to his
children.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah. And that's unbelievable.
Instead of grabbing this, 2 minutes. Get the ear scrub. Put this bone and pull it into his head.
Shorten your arm.
Do that and stop on the mat. Make it tight. Hey,
get off your knees.
Now, you put your head down as close as you can to the mat. Get high on your hips. Now take 2 steps that way.
That way.
Now go. Take 2 steps. That's not going too far. Keep the pressure on the arm. Okay, now pull your leg through.
Sit through.
Forward.
Stop that. Now, you've got his head. Half arch this arm. Let go. Half arch the arm. And then just come around.
Don't go across it. Don't go across it.
Don't go across. Stay on the other side. Don't get into a full mat. So, the thing is, what we want to do is, when I make the step, I'm going 1 step, 2 steps, I'm cocking this hip, so I'm putting pressure on his arm. He's already half turning. Then when you throw a leg through, he'll just flop it out. Half arching. Try it again. Get the pressure on the arm. Head down. That's it. Pull the leg through. Half arch. Okay, good. Now what you're doing, I'm not nitpicking. You're taking too big a step. Once you get your legs wide, now you can't get the weight off your leg to be able to move it. So just take a little step, bang, in a semicircle, cock the head.
Keep working, John. Head up, head up.
You don't need to be all
double arms, head up, head up, head up.
Go on. Over the shoulder.
Fight up, John. You don't want to be underneath. Make him work, Gary. Get your hands
Get weight on and head down. Roll his arm. Once, get high.
15 seconds left.
Now then, cock your right head.
10 seconds.
Bang your leg up so tight.
5.
Now just, now slowly, throw your hip to us.
5. Stop.
Good, half arch.
John, do you want time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we'll go. High moves. Good Jack.
Stop. You look. Get behind Jack. No, stop, I tell you. No. You get behind Jack. No, Luke.
5
He's
seconds.
sacking on you. And he did a Lancashire turn. Sit in, Jack. No, stop. Look at your seat. You do a left hand, John.
Yeah.
Wrap it round this. Or when he's standing up, take his knees, get tall on this hand. Drop your leg down. Lay off leg. No, when he's going around the back of your head, take his knee or elbow. Bird, take his elbow.
Stay strong there.
Go on, really.
That's 1 minute gone.
Just do one thing though. Just come here closer because I can't show. When you're crossing over, you've got your head high, which is making it hard
Careful
for you to get your legs over.
Head up the side,
Put your foot in the mat to support the weight.
Yeah.
Lift one leg up in the air and kick on with the other. You'll spin
Oh,
back.
keep turning, Gary.
The other
Keep
one
turning.
will follow.
Push into him now.
Get one leg over the other one.
Push into him off your legs.
Just kneel down and take it
Kneel
your elbow.
over.
John, just kneel down.
Push into him.
Take that out. No, stop.
Then turn on to him, Gary.
You have a look.
Chest to
If
chest.
he's got that splag up, you can't take his leg. If that splag up, you sit, you sprag, you sit down and take his spur elbow. Sprag, no, get tall, sit down and kneel up the opposite way and take his spur elbow. No, you must control this elbow when you're sitting down.
Pin yourself twice, lad.
Clip the side to your side, clip that. No, don't let go of that. No, sit down, kneel up the opposite way and take his elbow.
Sit down.
See, if he has that sprag up, that's what you do. Now, if he's not got that sprag
So what side
up,
it
you
going?
take his knee out.
Alright.
You do what Billy's told you, put your head up, that, mate, a lot better.
Shake on.
Yeah.
Just makes it easier when you get older and twice as fast.
See, the thing is, John, in the wrestling, not many people use the red. But when I mean the red, I don't mean the whole thing. But there's loads of times you should use your head like you use your arms and your legs.
As support.
As a support. I know. Might be back around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, John. No, come on. Sorry, John. Flip it that wing again, that chicken wing again. Now look, before you do a flying move, push it. No, that one, whichever you want to do. Which you doing an arm roll or whichever you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the arm roll. Put your arm underneath it. Right, now, push it. Push him like that. No, when he pushes back, that's when you do it. Go. So you get it. Don't do it. He's not pushing you. You're finding a lot of it do. Same as an arm roll. Push him. Put your arm on top. Yeah.
Back again. Try and see what you
Push him. Go. So we're easier. You just push him that little bit.
Yeah.
Keep turning.
Won't stop too.
You stop there, John. You stop. Before he comes.
It's always been against that, I think. The other way. If it's out, it's
Fine, thank you very much. How are you doing?
Robinson.
Oh, you're around.
Oh, how are you?
Good. Hips parallel to the mat. Head on the mat. Lift your right leg in the air. Bend. Now kick on. God, I've seen the two walk out. They're awesome. Good. Get out into the altar. Clear, guys.
You know why you're not kicking?
that's the other.
Like Fox and Hound. Yeah, the red striped that thing one.
Yeah.
Right, I'm Dave Turton. I'm a ninth dan in combat Jiu-Jitsu, head of the Lonsdale Martial Arts and Self-Defence Federation. I started training in 1960, so I've done 51 years in the martial arts, and in 1963 I was introduced to some amateur wrestling by a chap called Ken Stevenson at Bury Amateur Wrestling Club, and he suggested that the various wrestling holds and takedowns would supplement the jiu-jitsu very, very well. So I started searching out various gyms, guys like Harold Wrigley, Pete Lindop, the Royal Brothers, who you might know, Bert Faulkner and Vic Faulkner. So I started training at all the various gyms and ended up training with a chap called Billy House, who I believe Billy knows very, very well.
Here, let's come in here.
And taking it from there, really. Do you want to pause it for a second? Do you want to go in the office?
Yeah, maybe so.
And having an interest in the history of all combat arts, I decided to search further into, if you like, Britain and England's involvement and growth in the wrestling industry.
Sure.
So I started travelling the country to various libraries and museums, studying what I could, and this led me to the old county, which is now part Cumbria and part Lancashire, which was known as the County Palatine. And there it was known as Catch Hold, and it spread from there. This is just after the Romans left, sort of 320 AD, 330 AD, and it was known as Catch Hold back then. So I started trying to trace down all the various movements. Over the years, and the only mistake I did make, I used to incorporate a lot of the catch wrestling holds and takedowns into my combat jiu-jitsu, but never told people that's where it came from. So people thought it was a different form of jiu-jitsu. And it's only in the last 10 years or so I've been telling people, no, actually, this is a wrestling hold. This is a wrestling
Now, what was interesting to me is when we were first talking, you were telling me kind of, you know, the etymology, the source of some of these terms, like a hank.
Yes, that's right. Because people were quite illiterate in the sort of 11th, 12th centuries, around when things first started getting written down, they had to use terms which were adaptable and usable from their everyday life. And because the Lancashire area at the time was a big wool industry, terms like hank, creel, chip, and even the grovet was a small piece of metal with a bit of bone inside that the weft run through on a weaving machine, and the shape of the hold is similar to the shape of that. Yeah. So I think it was a way of getting everyday people to remember, you know, just what was happening in their and
the hank is actually kind of a twisting.
Twist. Yeah, if you've got, you know, a couple of pieces of wool together, you keep twisting them and let them go, they kind of become almost like a pigtail. And that's a hank. And wool was sold in 2-pound hanks. That was the weight of wool. And then you had to unwind it and turn it into balls to put onto the machine. A creel was the actual machine that fed the wool onto the weaving machine. So all these terms, probably they turned around and said it's a bit like a hank when you wrap your legs around him like so. So these are how the terms came. You know.
Oh, look who we got here.
What's going on?
The man himself.
He's plugging me for bits of
a little bit of history.
Shake hands on tape. Look at that.
Yeah,
two good-looking guys.
Both from Lancashire.
That's the old.
An honour and privilege, Bill. It really is. I saw you wrestle at Bellevue many times. You know. And do you remember John Lees?
Oh yeah, John is a good friend of mine.
Yeah. You know he's died now, don't you?
No.
Yeah, he died last year.
Lancashire lad, born and bred. Strong in the arm and weak in the head.
That's what they say. You know, there's another old saying about Lancashire. There's only 3 kinds of people live in England. Those who were born in Lancashire, those who wish they were born in Lancashire, and those who've had no ambition whatsoever.
Jake. Basically, we've got to try and understand what catch is.
Got his wrist tight, and what was the overhook? I use a cross underneath my own wrist, using the bone of my wrist against his forearm, and then I pivot inside, keep everything tight to his chest.
Stop, don't move. We're not going to sit and fall on our back. We want to sit like we want to sit on a toilet. And as soon as we get down, his body starts to move. Drive that hand into his chest, and his body will flip over. Okay. So you can't do this slow. Do this fast.
Okay. So I'm right close to his right leg here. So I'm just going to drop my ass to the mat and turn.
That's it. Good control. Okay, guys, let's try it. Dude. Is I want to use this knuckle, put it just inside his ear, and then drive his head around. My hand is flat, and my body weight is on the head, right? I want to pull his tricep in, and I want to turn the bone in. I haven't put pressure on yet. I want to roll my knees in. Okay. That's good.
Okay, so what is your name for everybody?
I'm Danny Mitchell.
Okay, so now the interesting thing is coming back here, you have actually some family history with the Catch as Catch Can, in particular with Billy. Tell them about that.
My great uncle is Albert Rocky Wall. I always knew he was a wrestler, but I didn't know sort of how involved he was. Turns out that when Billy went over to America and vacated his heavyweight title, my uncle rang him and asked him if he could fight for his belt, and he said he'd be honoured, and my uncle actually won that belt, and apparently he wrestled with Billy over 100 times, and it's crazy, just that sort of link I didn't realise.
So now that you've done, and you've actually now learned some real Catch as Catch Can, and you got it in your blood, obviously, right? But so what's your opinion of the catch?
Yeah, it's awesome, do you know what I mean? Going back to those roots and that, I wish I'd have discovered it a long time ago. Maybe my uncle could have taught me.
So Billy, any words of wisdom on your 73rd birthday? You're back in your land of your birth.
It's good to be home, and I'm not 73, I'm only 29.
So what about your thoughts on coming back here and touring about now that we're at the tail end of it?
It's great, I mean, every trip we took, it was like I'm seeing the towns where I've been or wrestled before, you know what I mean? Oh, there's, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, no, I don't think so.
Staley Bridge and Manchester. Want to see my cousin's shops, cousin's shops and my uncle's shops and my dad's shop where I grew up, you know what I mean? So it was fun.
Are you surprised that nobody here seems to know the style that was born here, the Catch as Catch Can?
It's amazing. I just couldn't believe it at all, but we'll get it back.
Good.
When our guys that have trained us a little bit start winning all the different tournaments, and everybody wants to get in on the gold rush.